Welcome back to the outdoor kitchen. Today we're going to be doing grilled bruschetta with halloumi. So what I want to do is get my bruschetta going first. So I'm using some Turkish bread, which you can buy readily in the supermarkets. And what I want to do is I want to cut a couple of nice chunks of the Turkish bread. You could use any other bread, but the Turkish bread I find for this is really good. And what I'm now doing is splitting those just in half. And what I'm going to do is then brush them with some oil. If you've got olive oil, that's fine, but just any sort of oil will do the trick. Now you could rub a garlic clove on top, but I want the other flavours to come through that I'm dealing with, so I'm just going to do the oil. So that's going straight on top of the grill, and I want to get some of those grill marks in on top of the bread. So what we want to do is we want to work reasonably quickly. You can see we're getting those lovely grill marks in on top. So you want to do both sides of the bread. So this is a great starter for a barbecue. If you're having friends coming around for a barbecue and you want them something to nibble on, you could be doing this, which doesn't take very much time at all, just to actually get them started off before you actually get full into doing your barbecuing. So ciabatta would be fine with this. Even a French stick would do the trick as well. So we'll just move those around. We've got a bit more heat up the top. So the other ingredients we're going to be using today is some fresh basil, some rocket, I'm using some cherry tomatoes, and we're also using some halloumi. We're using the local Blue River halloumi. And if you're not familiar with halloumi, I'm going to tell you a bit more about halloumi as we get our halloumi going. So you can see we're getting some nice charring there on the bread, exactly how we want it. And this is a great sort of chatter platter as well. So you could do individual serves, or you could do it for your guests just to help themselves. So I'm just going to build this up on the board, and then we're going to come back to it. So we'll put our bread to the side at the moment. Just give our barbecue a little bit of a scrape. We don't want that bread burning too much. So moving on to our halloumi. If you're not familiar with halloumi, basically halloumi is a cheese that you can actually grill that actually doesn't melt everywhere. It actually stays intact. So this is a sheep's milk halloumi. So it's quite a firm, it comes across a wee bit rubbery texture. So what we're going to do is we want to cut that into thin slices that we can then put onto the barbecue. Now you need to oil the barbecue down as well, but you'll see as we cook this, it's really great. So it's great as a little snack. So we want our barbecue nice and hot. And on go our slices of halloumi. And all we're virtually doing is heating that up. You can see how it colours up really nicely, and that's what we're wanting. So as you can see, if you put a normal slice of cheese onto the barbecue, what would happen? You would have melted cheese everywhere. You can see how this is still staying intact, taking on some nice colours. And it just starts to get nice and soft and gooey around the edges. Just like that piece there, which we're going to take off. So there you go, looking at that wonderful colour. So I'm just putting this onto a tray. Actually, we'll leave that bit a bit longer. So there's our halloumi done. What I'm going to do now is just put on a couple of the cherry tomatoes. You could leave those raw and actually just put them onto the salad without cooking them off. But I find just blistering them off a wee bit. So you can see how they're just blistering around the outsides. That nice little sizzle they're making. So it's just really warming them through on the barbecue. So that's all they need. Right, so now it's just a matter of building our salad up together. So what I'm going to do is just put this behind me, bring back our bread. So there we've got our bread. What we're going to do is now just scatter over some of the rocket. We still want to see the bread underneath. So we'll pop our rocket out of the way. Then we can take our cherry tomatoes and just drizzle them around. One for the cat or dog who might be around the barbecue. Oh, lost another one there, but that's okay. Then we can take our halloumi and just drape our halloumi over the top. Then what we're going to do, we're going to finish it with some of our avocado oil and just some of our fresh basil leaves. So all you want to do is just tear some of those basil leaves and just put a few of those just on top. So we've got those flavours of Italy coming through with the basil and tomatoes, and then that halloumi, which is sort of a Mediterranean feel. And then all we can do now is just moisten it down with some avocado oil. So as I said, a nice platter to have with friends. Give them a little plate and they can just help themselves to it. Or you could make little individual ones as starters. So there you have our wonderful grilled bruschetta with our halloumi. Please give that one a try and